everyone, my name is Megan Hamrick, and I'm here today to discuss with you childhood obesity and the impact it has on your child's health. So, the Center for Disease Control estimates that 1 in every 5 school age children suffer from obesity. How exactly are we defining obesity? In the simplest terms, it's defined as an excess amount of body fat that's at an unhealthy range. We measure obesity with a formula called BMI, which stands for Body Mass Index. BMI can be used on both adults and on children. However, with children, we plot their BMI on the growth chart, and it'll then fall under a percentile telling what weight range that your child falls under. Here's an example of the growth chart you can see here. And there's a different growth chart for both boys and girls. For example, I just brought the one up for females. Your child's height is measured on the bottom in either centimeters or inches, and their weight is measured on the side in either pounds or kilograms, and then a plot is then derived from those two values, and it's plotted and falls under a certain percentile to let you know what weight range your child's at. So what exactly are those weight ranges? A healthy weight percentile is between the 5th and 85th percentile. So it's a pretty large range. And this is because children are still growing and it varies from child to child what their growth spurts are. However, overweight and obesity have a much smaller gap. Overweight is defined between the 85th and 95th percentile, and obesity is defined 95th percentile and above. So if you saw that on your screening letter that you might have received from your child's school, hopefully today this talk will help you understand maybe some healthier habits, the importance of childhood obesity, and the impact it could have on your child's health. So what exactly contributes to childhood obesity? It's different for every person. However, the CDC recognizes several of the most common factors, and they list them as genetics, metabolism, incorrect sleeping patterns, lack of physical activity, and eating patterns. So genetics always throws a lot of people. Typically, I clarify this as if overweight and obesity runs in the family and your child's growing up in that environment, typically, they're going along with several of the risk factors that contribute to obesity, such as lack of physical activity or eating patterns. So today we'll discuss some healthy habits you can bring up together as a family and work on building healthy habits so your child can have healthy habits, but also maybe reach a healthy weight range. So what are some of the health risks that go along with obesity? There's a lot. Your child could be more likely to develop type 2 diabetes. They could be more likely to develop asthma or sleeping apnea, which is difficulty breathing. They could develop bone and joint problems. And they can continue on being obese later on into adulthood, which brings along most of the similar risk factors. So I'm sure many of you can relate to this picture. Typically, our lifestyle is very on the go. We're moving a lot. We have a lot going on in our schedule. Oftentimes, families have multiple children who then have their own schedule. We could just have one parent or guardian in the household, or we could have two parents that both hold jobs and have a lot of difficulty running their kids around after the school day. So today I want to discuss with you maybe some healthy changes that you can make while eating on the go. Now, I recognize that oftentimes it's not ideal to eat at fast food, but that's just the reality of the world we live in today. So I put together some healthy menu options that you can look over and maybe discuss with your kid on choosing the healthier options when fast food's your only option for dinner. So my first example, I chose McDonald's. I figured that was one of the most popular ones with both children and adults. And for the kids menu, you have your choice of a hamburger, cheeseburger, chicken nuggets, a side of either fries, apple slices, or yogurt, and a kid-sized beverage. For a healthy, balanced option, I would recommend doing a plain hamburger with no toppings, a side of apple slices, and to drink 1% or non-fat unflavored milk. So here you can see the nutrition facts for the hamburger. Now, I know in my picture example it does have toppings on it. However, by cutting back on those toppings and those cheese, you cut out some unnecessary calories and some possible decreasing the sodium. So this hamburger estimates about 250 calories, about 8 grams of fat, and the sodium content is 20% of your daily value. So a little bit higher, however, the plain hamburger is a better option than the chicken nuggets at McDonald's. Again, I would recommend doing a side of apple slices. By replacing the French fries with apple slices, you cut back on a lot of calories and sodium, and you replace it with a side item that's high in a lot of vitamins and minerals that your child needs. Plus, our kids never eat enough fruits and vegetables. To drink, I would recommend doing a 1% or non-fat milk product that's unflavored. This cuts back on a lot of the added sugars that's in soda, but also flavored milk products. And it's a better source of calcium, which your child needs to grow healthy bones. So for my next option, I chose Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A has a wide variety of healthy options on their menu, and they seem to be expanding it even more. So for their kids menu, they have an option of chicken nuggets, which are either grilled or fried, chicken tenders, I think that you can only get fried, a side of French fries, side of fruit, or cinnamon applesauce, and a kid-sized beverage. So I would recommend for some healthier options at Chick-fil-A, going for the grilled chicken nuggets, a side of fruit, and either a fruit juice or the unflavored milk product. So this example has a 4-count chicken nugget, a side of fruit, and a fruit juice, and that has about 190 calories, on 350 milligrams of sodium, and only 1 gram of saturated fat. So by choosing those grilled meats, you cut back on a lot of those saturated fats. And again, fruit juice or doing the milk product, and you can get a lot more calcium in with the milk product. So for my last example, I chose Wendy's. Unfortunately, Wendy's does not have many options when it comes to grilled meats for your protein source. So in comparison for this particular fast food restaurant, when you look at the kids menu of either doing a chicken nugget or a hamburger, the chicken nuggets have less sodium, a little less saturated fat. So their 4-count chicken nugget has about 170 calories. On here you can see 2 grams of saturated fat and 340 milligrams of sodium. So a little higher in the sodium. However, like I said, they don't have very many options for grilled protein. I'd recommend with those 4-count chicken nuggets doing a side of apples again. I think the other option would be yogurt. However, yogurts can be pretty high in added sugar when it has a flavor to it. So their side of apples have 35 calories, and again, no sodium or saturated fats, and you're replacing that saturated fat and sodium with vitamins and minerals. And again, trying to do the milk beverage instead of maybe a soda or fruit juice, and you're getting good source of protein and again calcium to help build up those healthy bones. So I hope that was pretty insightful on what you can choose at when you go to fast food restaurants. But again, fast food is still fast food. It's higher in calories, sodium, saturated fats, and oftentimes added sugars. So another option that you can do if you're really trying to work on building those healthier habits is packing a cooler in your car with grab-and-go snacks. Put together a list here of maybe some easy, simple, nutrient-dense snacks that you can keep in your car that your child has access to for whenever they're coming home from school, running off to whatever practice they may have. Some examples could include an apple, carrot sticks, a cheese stick, celery sticks, grapes, maybe cutting up a bell pepper, having a little bit of ranch to dip that in, peanut butter crackers, and offering maybe water or a milk to drink. So this way, your kid can grab and go a healthy snack when you're on the run and come and sit down for a family dinner most nights of the week. By building up having most family dinners at home, you really help build healthy eating patterns with your child that they can carry on later into adulthood. So it's a good goal to work towards. Until then, I know that hopefully this list of healthy options for the fast food restaurants can be beneficial for you and your family to start choosing healthier food items. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you found my presentation informative. Please let me know if you have any questions.